Let's go to the diary room.
Every single season and learn everything that there is to know about everybody.
Please make your way to the diary room.
Celebrity! Brandon!
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Diary Room, Big Brother podcast, where we're trying to find the best player in Big Brother history across BBUS, BB Celeb, BBOTT, BB Canada. Could be any of them. We don't know yet. We're trying to figure it out. But of course, we're back for another episode today. I am Matt, first here, as always, with Aman. Aman, good afternoon.
Is it afternoon? It's the evening now, right?
It is the evening right now. Probably the morning. Yeah. People are listening. People listen all the time. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Excited to be back. To keep chugging along with round one. And yeah, I can't believe we are close to adding a whole new swath of players very, very soon as well. So yeah, I'm just excited to keep going and get some more BB Can in here today.
Very, very soon for those new players. Stay posted. Not quite just yet for those BB27ers, but they'll be here in due time. But first, let me welcome in our guests for today. Let me start with a returning guest, someone who was with us many, many months ago towards the beginning of this podcast. It has been probably over a year at this point, but she's back. Kirsten, how are you?
I'm doing great. I'm so excited to be back. And actually, I don't think you need to add BB27 to the wheel. Like, they aren't making it to round two. Let's be clear.
Look, some of them might be matched up against one another, and then they will be forced.
Let's just put
the double elimination, baby. Get them out of here.
Yes. Well, excited to have you back, Kirsten, and also excited to have have with us for the first time today, someone who you know very well. You are very connected to within the world of Big Brother Canada and life beyond. Big Brother Canada 9 runner-up. Breydon, how are you?
I'm good. How's it going, everyone? You know, me and Kirsten really are connected at the hip, actually. So you don't see me. I'm in the same frame as her right now.
Yes.
I wish. Oh my God.
The hype when BB Can 9 was about to begin and Kirsten said, I know this person. This is going to be fun. And we said, we trust you. We believe you. And she wasn't wrong.
Well, no. And here's the thing. People be like, oh, Breydon was recruited. Oh, blah, blah, blah. No. I sent Breydon's Instagram to casting and said, put him on the show.
Listen, what can we say? You know, the devil works in mysterious ways.
And I'm sorry, and you're welcome.
No, we were all here for it. Breydon was on my drafts for BB Can 9.
Wow, you had belief in me.
I had drafted both you and with the help of Matt, I drafted Tishawn. So I had both the winner and the runner.
So you were chilling.
I was out here, man. I couldn't nobody tell me shit. It was lovely.
We do love an iconic final two, such as that one. I mean, obviously, Breydon, you know, would have been nice if things went the other way, but Tishawn was also, you know, great. You guys were
good. You know, I feel like yeah, it could have went a lot worse, but it went pretty well, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, overall, I think you had a pretty successful season. You have, we didn't tell you this in advance in case you didn't know it, but you have advanced to the next round of this competition very recently.
That's honestly quite shocking to me.
Why?
You're a runner-up and a good one at that.
I mean,
stellar social game, runner-up. Made it all the way to the end.
About those final two speeches, I was dead ass filming a video of like, I can't wait. I'm going to post this when Breydon wins because he just won the game.
You and my mom.
And then the votes, and then the video turned sad. Very
ended Beth with ease.
Not Ender of Beth. Honestly, that should have been my title.
You said enough of the BS. Get out of here.
I said go back to the farm.
Yeah, honestly. Who was Breydon matched up with again?
Breydon beat Jess from BB Can 10. But Breydon, your cast is doing not terribly, I would say, as far as this round is concerned. It's pretty much as you would expect, I would say, for the post-jury phase players. The only player that has been eliminated so far in that era, in that time frame in the game, is Jedson. Jed did not win his matchup.
You know, he's doing well. He's getting married, but you know, That adds up
Aw.
to me. That
Yeah.
the math is mathing there.
And it was
I
tough. He
feel
was up
like-
against a winner. He was up against Ian Terry.
Oh yeah, that was never gonna
That's-
happen.
Yeah.
My king, Ian.
Here, Ian really what does mop up the floor with
Mhm.
Mr. Judson, but it's fine.
Mhm.
It's fine, you know.
Rohan, Tina, Kiefer, Tara, Tashawn. Any surprises there that they made it out of round one?
You know,
I don't know if that's a shady
Wait,
question.
who
It
is
might be a little
Rohan
bit.
against?
there's one sneak in there. I'll say
Rohan
that.
was against Josh from BB Can 9
Okay.
Wow,
in one of the rare matchups of player from one season against player from
that's
the same
crazy.
season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are the odds of
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
It was a very, very fortuitous
Did-
pick for him.
Did Josh ever have a chance in your eyes to stay? That week?
That week, I would say maybe. I know that like on night one, everyone was obsessed with that man, and I respectfully didn't know what the hype was about, but everyone was like, "Oh my god, I love that guy! Like, we need to work with him."
Mhm.
That Josh
mean-
guy, yeah, we got to work with him. How do we get him in?
Not to get like too deep, like right off the bat here, but we talk a lot about how BB Can or Big Brother in general doesn't cast usually more than one queer man on a season, and there was
Period.
BB Can 9. So I don't know. Did you feel that pressure going in? Like I have to work with Josh.
No,
Yeah.
but I felt like we were. Well, also for whatever reason, everybody thought he was straight.
Oh,
Yeah, that was another thing. Everyone's like, "Are you sure he is?"
oh,
And I said, "Girl." But no, I think I definitely would have wanted to.
Just didn't
I think it
work.
would have been cool to see, just 'cause I feel like it's never really been done before. But I just feel like we were two opposite sides of a not so similar coin.
And he had so much going on those first 2 weeks for himself too. Like it's kind of hard to save someone who's already like, if you have to do that much effort in the beginning, it's kind of hard to make it work. So
Oh,
I don't blame you.
You know, I
Well-
was honestly, we were all hoping that someone would just go like a little kooky. And he was the one that went a little kooky beans. And I said, you know what?
Easy
Make
boot.
my life easier. Make my
Yeah.
life easier.
Kirsten, can you remind us the story of how you and Breydon came to be friends before ever entering the world of Big Brother, or at least Breydon did?
Well, okay, so Breydon is like childhood friends with some people that used to work for me, and then they referred him to also work for me.
Like just a
And-
bunch of referrals.
It was just a bunch of referrals, and then Breydon and I just hit it. Like I was like, yeah, I like this guy. We're gonna be buds, and then I made the schedule, so I would schedule him to work the daytime shift so that he would be at work at the same time as me. And then whenever I had to go do an errand, I would bring him to be my buddy. And we just got to talking about reality TV amongst several other things. And,
Yeah.
the friendships formed in like low key toxic work environment are strong. And then we just stayed friends.
They're unbreakable.
Again, not like people are like, this is Kirsten's lifelong best friend. And it's like, well, Breydon has closer friends than me. Like, I'm not trying to claim him as like
Right.
the only like person, but like we were friends, and then we would talk. And I hadn't worked there in a while, and he was still there, and we just kept talking. Breydon actually cold FaceTimed me on my first date with my now boyfriend, and I was like, "There's an emergency. I have to answer this." And Braydon's like, "Why are you literally walking in the dark with a strange man?"
Like, oh, so she wants to die today.
Yeah.
She wants to make the news.
Hey, that all worked out.
And it worked out.
Period.
Well, that's a very nice story, and
Yeah, I lived
we
for
were
that.
all certainly in your corner, Breydon, throughout the season, thanks to Kirsten's recommendation. And look,
Guys.
BB Can 9, I think a lot of people look back on it pretty fondly. I don't know that's, I guess, the case for everybody, but I know I do. It's got a lot of good stuff.
No, it's a good season. It really is. A lot of us, I remember a lot of us were like, oh my God, is this the best one since season 5? Like, is
Well-
it up there? Like, what's going on? Like, there was a lot of talk about like this being one of the greats of BB Can. So I definitely
Oh.
think it's, I
You guys
think
are
it
so
still holds up.
sweet. I feel like it was just because it was so it was just insane gameplay, but like not in a good way.
Yeah, which often makes for a
Yeah.
good season.
You know, like it's giving low key like BB27 vibes, where it's like, what are they
What do they do?
doing?
I was
They're what? Oh, that's not okay. Sure. Yeah, let's go with that.
What's funny looking back is how everyone was like, Tina is the greatest Big Brother player of all time.
Oh,
she has
she was
this
Dr.
game
Will.
on lock. And like she had the game on lock for a few weeks. She did. But like Grace
we
Wall.
were praying at the altar. We were like, yes, Tina, like she's about to be the best freaking mastermind of all time.
Not the second coming of Dan Giesling.
It
Yeah,
was.
we were
Literally Tina Giesling.
She might have gotten
Tina
some 9s and
Kirby.
10s in that
Tina
stopwatch. I
Giesling,
don't
Tina
know.
Mitchell,
we were
Yeah.
drinking the Tina
Tina
Kool-Aid.
Russo.
All of
Like I
them.
said, Tina did advance. Didn't have a tough matchup. Can I talk about the players who did not advance? So again, Jetson didn't,
Okay.
but it's mostly the people from the early part of the game. Julie, Josh, Kyle, and your buddy in the game, Austin, all have been eliminated from this competition.
Okay, interesting. I feel like majority of those. That sounds correct to me.
Yeah.
Actually, well, I guess it depends on who they're against, but
I'm trying to see. Well, obviously, I mentioned that Josh was against Rohan.
Rohan.
Julie Vu lost to Mitch from BB Can 4.
okay, that makes sense.
Fair.
Controversial one here. Kirsten, Kyle lost to Jessica Graff.
Okay.
Who voted for Jessica Graff?
Amon.
No, who else?
Oh,
Because Amon can't win alone.
I'd have to check that.
Just one vote.
I just listen. Even if Jessica Graff was literally, again, the second coming of Dr. Will, Dan Giesling, Tiffany Mitchell, all combined, I still wouldn't vote her through to the second round.
You know who it
because
was?
she's-
Cody ruined her
Oh,
game.
God.
He
It
ruined her.
was another
And-
good friend of yours, Kirsten, and ours, Mary.
Mary.
It's always Mary.
The second she's home from Europe, she's gonna be hearing from me. And it's the thing is,
Justin.
like I've listened to this too. Like I've listened to every episode of the Diary Room, but
It's hard to remember.
I have so much trouble remembering individual matchups.
So do I.
She may have actually already heard from me about this.
Probably. At this point, yeah. And then
Oh
Austin
wait, but
lost
that was Kyle. That was the original Kyle Moore
original Kyle
versus her,
Moore.
right? I mean, it's not. Can't they both go home?
That's not an option, but sometimes you really wish that it would be.
Reverse halting hex.
A
Yeah.
lot of times you need that. And then Austin lost to Erica from Big Brother Canada 6. So
Okay, I feel
Just
like that's
tough.
more of an evener matchup.
yeah. We're still waiting on Latoya, Victoria, and Beth to come up. So maybe today. Could happen today. Amon,
Happy
any
days.
And I will let my specific biases against how some of those people treated Breydon
Oh.
impact my vote.
Oh,
Me banning people in the RHAP chat during BBCan 9 who said even like
You were actually
and
banning them?
I was permanently banning that. I would be on the podcast and someone would be like, I don't care for Breydon. I was permanently banning
Kirsten.
she's so real for that.
Listen, they
So
made me
real.
a mod
Get
and
you
they
a
have
friend
to
like that.
understand what comes with that.
Honestly, I would do it for all of you as well. You know, anyone says anything bad, instantly banned.
Like it would be like the most mild, like
Like I didn't like his move this
Breydon
week.
should have done that. Oh, muted. Banned.
You've been banned.
Yeah.
yeah, no, period. And
Good
that's
luck
how
to
I
those three if
operate.
they come up tonight, I guess. Especially Beth. But we'll see if we get there. Amon, anything else before we pull up the wheel and start pulling some players?
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask what your how you're gonna handle a tie, but I assume that you're probably gonna
It's still
keep
a
that
secret.
until it happens.
Yeah. Didn't come up with Teeny and Andy. We just all agreed so much, but maybe we'll disagree today. And we'll
Maybe
find
we
out.
Me
will.
purposely forcing a tie.
No.
I just want to see what happens.
He'll ruin lunch purposefully.
For the plot of it all.
Well, in
Yeah.
that case, we have two legends of Big Brother Canada here with us today. Kirsten, don't try to dispute it.
Stop, shut
Here
the
he
fuck
is,
up.
my
Don't shut it
favorite
down.
gift.
One legend and one reject.
No. And so we are going to be focusing on BB Can today. Same thing as we did, at least with Scally, maybe one other time, maybe Puya as well. Or I don't know what order I'm going in here. But no, Puya's coming up, not in the rear view. Anyway, spoiler alert. This first 5 spins of the podcast will be all Big Brother Canada. The 6th spin of the day will be the full wheel with some US players included for both Breydon and Kirsten's seasons that they've seen. With all that said, we are really waiting on some of these early seasons, seasons 1, 3, and 6, Kirsten, they've been avoiding us like the plague. So
Yes, they have. Yes, they
Probably for good
have.
reason.
we'll see if Kirsten scares them away today or if that's just the BB Can 9 players. But otherwise, I think we're ready to get into it and find our first player. That might be time.
Let's do
Let's
it.
do it, baby. Let her rip. Spin that bad boy.
Away we go. Winding down on the BB 27 season right now. So still just using this time to get through BB Can. And we're going to kick things off today with... that was tricky. Avoid us no longer, Big Brother Canada 1. We're going to talk about
Period.
Suzette.
Okay. Iconic. Honestly.
Come on, first HOH.
Come
Yeah,
on.
she answered that phone. She was calling people rednecks.
Well, yes.
And I actually roomed with Suzette for the BB Can 6 finale weekend with Suzette, Rosina, and Mikey.
Oh my God.
Oh, not the moms.
Maybe we pause the podcast and just get the stories.
I'm like, I kind of want to know.
Wait, Breydon, have you come across a lot of the earlier season players in just parties, day-to-day life?
No, actually. I think the only like early people that I've met Aneal.
Aneal's
I've
so nice.
met Ika, obviously. I've met Netta.
Queen.
But like early seasons.
So Suzette?
I've never met Suzette, no.
Oh.
But I've heard great things about her.
Yeah. I'm on
But never met her.
Have I what? Ever met Suzette?
No, you have notes on Suzette. Has she been in Philly?
By the way. All right. So
everyone, please welcome Suzette.
Oh my God. Can you imagine? Suzette began the game, becoming the first HOH. Suzette began to work with Danielle and Gary until the former's eviction. After Tom won HOH, Suzette had a meltdown. She was nominated alongside her ally Gary. Suzette seemed to be on her way home until Canada was given the opportunity to take one of the nominees from the block. Canada voted to save Suzette. After Gary won HOH, Suzette remained safe and voted with the House to evict Tom. The majority of the House agreed they wanted Suzette out before jury due to fear she would be a bitter juror. Alec nominated her alongside AJ, and Suzette was evicted by a vote of 6-1.
Kirsten, before there was a Jess Milagros, before there was a Ava Pearl, there was Suzette Amaya.
Suzette is actually such an icon. She was, of course, the first First Nations player on Big Brother Canada, which is so cool. She does amazing work for the Indigenous community in BC as well, with like youth and musicians. Like, she does a lot of good. But in the House, she was such a firecracker. Like, absolutely take no shit. I think it's bullshit that she had to apologize for calling those men rednecks.
I agree.
Who did she call that?
I think
it was Tom and Emmett?
It was Tom and Emmett, I think.
I think so, yeah.
I mean, she puts them up. Yeah. Didn't have a whole lot of love for them right off the bat. And again, making these power moves early on. I don't remember all of that in detail.
Like,
but
first HOH of Big Brother Canada, put up 2 big dudes. Like, Suzette walked so that BB Can 5 Karen could fly, you know?
Karen, bad on me for leaving her out of that group of iconic women. But she certainly made her mark, Breydon. Not many players, especially in the early part of the game, she's not going to make it to the jury, I don't believe. Make as big of an impact as someone like Suzette does.
That's true. I would agree. I feel like she did make a very good impact, and I feel like she's someone that people still, obviously talk about to this day.
Yes. She answered the phone. She answered the phone, said...
she answered that phone, and then
everything answered else. The phone, and then Jay answered 10 years later.
Yeah, Suzette was definitely... It's so interesting to me because I feel like she started off in a position, at least kind of socially, where people were liked her. She was the maternal figure of the house, which can be a bit of a double-edged sword. Either the whole house takes a liking to you and is like, we'll keep you around, or they're like, oh, she's older, let's get her out of here. But I feel like she was on the upside part of that. It's just that like a lot of the people that she began to align herself with weren't necessarily people that were like in the in crowd in a Gary, right? So I feel like she just wasn't really well positioned. And then she answered that phone call, which in itself isn't bad, but then she kind of just like from then on out, like she just melted down, like freaking out at everybody. As soon as she lost power, I'm like, what is going? Like, this is not the motherly radio host that was in your intro package. Like, what is going on? Like, she just lost it. She really
And
did.
for the record, she was like the quote older woman in the house. She was 36 at the time.
Exactly.
Like she was not even old.
Sorry that. Yeah, no, that I agree. I think that like I just feel like I wish she could have done more with her HOH. I just feel like being the first HOH like kind of gives you like a free pass to like make everyone talk to you and like build all these like strong relationships. But like you said, I think I guess in hindsight, maybe built them with the outsiders of the house.
Being connected to
like-
Gary as much as she was, I think, was one of the biggest parts of her downfall. I mean, I think that was probably inevitable for her regardless because she wasn't naturally gelling with a lot of people in there. But certainly like Gary with this huge target on his back the entire time he was there and then comes back. I mean, he's a huge target all season. Just being attached to him wasn't really good for anybody that took one of those spots. I'm reminding myself that she was seen as somebody who in the house, people said that she would often be guilting them into like trying to guilt them into getting her to stay, being like, oh, like I need to be here for so-and-so reason. I want to win the money for my family and this and that. And people like were rubbed the wrong way.
Her and Paul were good for that.
Yeah.
They were both good for that, ironically.
Paul season 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Pop and Paul Jackson.
Yeah. Pop and Paul Jackson, Kirsten. I don't think you've seen this episode yet. Recently just came up.
He did. That's the reason why I remembered.
Yeah.
Pop and Paul Jackson added me on Facebook like 1 week before I left for BB Can's sequester, and I was literally like, "How does he know?
Wait, that's scary.
How does he know?
He knows.
He didn't know. I think he just got
because you hadn't
recommended
leaked
because of the
before
podcast.
you left, right?
No,
Sorry, what was that?
You hadn't like leaked before you left, right? Like you weren't like your name wasn't talk of the town before until after you were sequestered, right?
Yeah, it was after I was sequestered, and I had like told people I was like, yeah, I'm going out of town to like my grandma's house. There's like bad internet there.
Okay, not Little Red Riding Hood excuse.
Literally.
I did go to my grandma's house for like the weekend before, and then I flew home and got taken away.
We love a lie. That's also a truth.
Exactly.
Breydon, having seen like anybody previously answer the phone before you would go play the game, would you ever answer the phone right away? I mean, I know that we see it goes well for her. She wins HOH, but what if it's bad?
Yeah, I think I would have been a little hesitant, but also when you're there, I don't know, it's just like pandemonium. And so I feel like I would have just grabbed the phone as well.
It's hard not to.
What is that?
Right?
You know, I'm like, there's no way they're going to punish me on night 1. Come on. There's no way you answer and they're like, you're on the block. Got you.
You're evicted.
Oh my god!
Instant eviction, just like that.
Yeah, that's actually what happened to me.
I mean, can the whole group answer? Kirsten, would you have answered the phone?
I think I would have answered the phone.
Yeah, I'm on. Yeah,
I definitely would have tried to answer the phone. I would have tried. Like if I saw the phone in the house upon walking in, I would have tried to have always just been the closest one because I don't want to be the one that runs to answer it because then you don't want to look greedy.
You don't want to look like acting greedy.
So I would just always try to be next to it so I can just casually be like, "Oh, the phone. Wonder who it is." Like,
what about you, Matt?
And that phone, yeah, no, you have to. You can't. I mean, not only just for like the fact that you're on a television show and you're like, "Oh, this is my moment," like main character moment, season, episode 1, week 1, whatever it is. If it's that early on, you take those moments.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if it's going to affect your game that much, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. If it's really going to be that crazy, I guess it is what it is.
Was it Ava Pearl, speaking of her again, that recently broke out a YOLO? I think that was her.
Did she? Oh, that's funny.
Someone recently dropped a YOLO in the wild. So, you answer the phone, YOLO. Anyway, back to the wheel. Let's find a opponent for Suzette. Are we ready?
Ready?
Yes, let's do
Who's it
it.
gonna be?
BB Ken won for the first time in 35 episodes. Amon showed up on the
That's
wheel
crazy.
today,
I know that's crazy.
and we are
Oh.
bouncing to BB Can 7.
I couldn't tell if it was gonna be Kai or
Me, I
Risha.
was like,
it was like right in the middle.
Okay.
For the audience at home, the name that came up is Kai. If you are confused, Kai went by a different name on BB Can 7 by the name Kira. Does go by Kai now, and so we're obviously using the correct name now. So
Kai.
Kai, season 7, third place, fourth place, fifth place.
I believe
Third, I
third
think.
place.
God, it's been so long.
Yes.
Okay, well, Kai had that one moment winning the was it Final Four
Final Four
HOH
veto?
or veto?
Veto. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
No,
veto.
I think it was
forcing-
HOH.
Or maybe it's HOH.
I think it was
Regardless,
HOH.
it meant that
Yeah.
the remaining pretty boys could not go to Final 3 together, and that was iconic. But
Yeah.
other than that,
Oh.
I feel like Kai was very much like a soldier for Anthony.
Well, yes.
Yeah. I mean,
Look, if you're going to play the game with Anthony, you're going to be a soldier for Anthony. even if you're
yes.
Dane, even if you're
you're
I
getting
don't know.
conscripted into the Navy. No questions
Yeah.
asked.
Period.
Amon, we have notes.
Yes, we do. Kira, now known as Kai, struggling to find a home within any real alliances. Kai had a back and forth relationship with Anthony, who kept them close, assuming them to be a non-threat towards the endgame. This proved worthwhile for him and Dane, as they kept Kai 2 rounds past evicting of their Pretty Boy alliance and cut them in third place. I feel like that's not a really nice description of their game. I feel like there was more to their game, but I understand why that's
Do
kind of
you?
like,
I feel like there wasn't that much to Kai's
I guess
game.
there was more ins and outs of it, I guess, that I feel like they could have talked more
Nuance.
about. But as general like summaries go, yeah, that's fairly spot on. Yeah.
Yeah. As Kirsten's alluding to, it wasn't great.
No.
It was mostly not great. The early part of the season was a lot of got a crush on Chelsea, and then Chelsea's gone. Now what?
God.
I forgot about the crush.
They
I
love a
ruined
hyperfixation.
Chelsea's game. Like Chelsea
Yeah.
did not go anywhere without Kai being right there. It was horrible.
Look, not the first, not the last Big Brother crush. But it didn't go well while Chelsea was still in the house, and then eventually Kai being out on their own throughout the rest of the season. Being tied in with Anthony, as we are alluding to, but just kind of watching the game pass them by. I mean, Breydon, no one was going to get past the Pretty Boys at all, let alone someone who
Yeah.
is not exuding tons of skills within the game.
It was giving like, I feel like Brittany Haynes, low key, like now I'm just here.
Wait,
You-
how dare
How
you?
fucking
Take the back.
dare you? Take it back.
Not
I
some
see where
gameplay,
you're
but
going
just-
for.
But just like out of luck, like there's nothing you can do now at this point.
Yeah.
Like now it's, what do I do? I'm going home.
Right.
Yeah.
Which-
Yeah.
But didn't Kai also win, or not win, but weren't they given that blood veto too that they didn't use?
Yes.
Yeah. They were.
Okay.
They were.
I remember who was on the block. I feel like again it was like another situation that was just like low-key controlled by the Pretty Boys again.
Yeah.
I
mean, I think it's
everything
so
was.
Yeah, it's so hard to escape that narrative with BB Can 7. Like if you're not in the in crowd with that season, you're being controlled by the in crowd.
That part.
I do think no, never mind. I was about to say try to come up with something positive.
Oh, well, I have something positive. I feel like Kai really broke ground in Big Brother. I'm sorry if I'm misremembering somebody that came before Kai as far as a non-binary contestant playing the game. I just remember like being a part of the fandom at that point. And I don't want to say that like Kai introduced people to using pronouns other than what people were used to, like using they them pronouns, but it really felt like for a lot of people, maybe people's first experience with such a case. It was just nice to have that representation throughout the entire season, having those conversations along the way of like, some people in the house and plenty outside the house didn't either understand or want to understand, but those that were willing to learn, it was, I don't think Kai went on the show to be that person that was trying to teach everybody, but I think it kind of served that purpose as well. And I feel like in exit interviews after the season, Kai was acknowledging that and saying I was, happy to be a part of that and helping people understand a little bit better about, how I live in the world. So
I don't think that Kai handled pressure very well, but I mean, I do think that they were at least resilient in that every time you felt like this was like the end of their game, yes, more of it had to do with the inner workings of the Pretty Boys and what they had going on, but there was like this level of like, I guess the word would be tenacity each week where they would have to overcome, I guess, another self-inflicted positioning.
Not self-inflicted.
But at least like they never really gave up, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And so I think that's always a good thing to have in a Big Brother player. And they did win that HOH. What was that, Final Four?
It was, I remember it was
Final
the Final Four,
Five.
because that's one that Anthony won the Final Four veto, right?
No. It's definitely Final Five.
Final
'cause
Five?
It's when Mark goes out. It feels like you're at Final Four at that point because it's the Pretty Boys and Kai.
That makes
Yeah.
And you're like, they made it to the end of the game, but they have one.
So it
spot
was
in
a
the
bit
past.
of a symbolic type of victory there because
Period.
at
They kind of
least-
ate that.
yes, at least it wasn't straight on to the end that the Pretty Boys did take a loss there. I think that their mind was in the game. Just the social game was just complete shit. It was just
Yeah, there were some good instincts with Kai for sure. Like I don't think like I think if Kai played 1,000 games of Big Brother, like probably goes far a decent amount of those times, but I just don't know if I have faith in the ability to win over a jury at the end. And while yes, Kai was in a season with the Pretty Boys, which was such a force that, people kind of had to fall over. Here's the thing. Kai like low-key fell in line with the Pretty Boys. Suzette would never fall in line with the Pretty
Oh,
Kirsten
Boys.
casting the vote.
she would go down kicking and screaming.
All right. Kirsten sounds like she is casting
She's locked her vote
the
in.
vote.
The keys in.
Listen, first HOH of BB Can deserves some respect, deserves to move to round 2, in my opinion.
The first
and
ever BB Can HOH. Like that's crazy.
What about a Pretty Boys ender? Come on.
Truly.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
then the Pretty Boys were the final 2. So a little too late.
Oh wait, no. I thought Breydon said would have been a Pretty Boys ender, which I was like, yeah, no, absolutely would have been.
Well,
Suzette.
yes.
But-
Suzette
Oh yes, and
definitely
she
would have been.
would have been.
What I mean, did stop as much as Suzette could have there to stop Tom and Emmett in their tracks.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
but I don't know. There's some value in Kai getting all the way to the end of the game. No,
Period. On the block
Little
6 times.
Yeah.
6 times.
6 times is a lot.
That's a lot.
Suzette would have been on the block 6 times if she wasn't evicted.
No, because Suzette would have been winning HOHs. Okay, every other week
Perhaps.
she would have been back in the HOH.
Her just staring at the phone, waiting.
I mean, you're talking about 2 seasons with very different dynamics, right? BB Can
Yeah.
1 was a lot more fluid, a lot more open in the gameplay, even though Emmett and Jillian were doing really well. But 7 was just, these 4 men with a stranglehold on the game and no one stood a chance.
I just keep thinking about how bad Kai was to work with. Like they were exhausting.
That is also
That's fair.
a fair
That's very
assessment.
fair.
Oh, I don't know what to. Oh, well, no, I'm going to give it to the person who made it to the finale and not. Okay, yeah, I'm locking in my vote for Kai.
Breydon.
Okay. I see what Amon's saying, but I'm listening to what Kirsten's saying. I honestly think that they're similar players in a sense of like they like socially. That I don't necessarily think that they might be the best. But I think I'll give it to Suzette. Why not?
First HOH in BB Can history. I also have to give it to Suzette. It's not really that close, unfortunately. While Suzette is not the best player we've ever seen, I think when this one really comes down to it, a little bit of like that icon status for Suzette from
Period.
the original season of this show is definitively pushing her over the line here, and it really was bad for Kai and BB Can 7. I wish that wasn't the case because I remember rooting for
Great
them,
thought.
especially up against these 4 boys. I'm like, someone take them out. It wasn't going to happen. And I don't mean, BB Can 7 such an interesting season because like I remember how much Taryn was talking about this at the time, and I was trying to get all the way on board, but I was half in, half out on this idea of just like the strategic element of what they were doing was fun to watch. People
That
be
was a
so
crock of shit.
I know,
I'm sorry.
I know
It
not
was
everyone likes
miserable.
that.
We were miserable at the time.
So
we were not.
on one hand, you want to see someone take them down, but it's also like insane what Anthony and Dane specifically were able to do. Plus Adam and
Fair.
Mark.
Fair.
Whatever.
Oh.
All right.
Not Mark. And I've never met Kai, but when I met Suzette, she was so nice. So that also fed into my.
So we know Suzette is definitely nice. And that's
Period.
all
And
we need.
Suzette's social media really does just put a smile on my face every time I see her.
Same. She
Real
came up on
stuff.
my FYP today.
What can
All
I
right,
say?
back to the wheel. 1 competition down, 2 more to go. Where are we going next?
Where
Got
shall
this
it
season
be?
1, season 7. And up next is going to be
Oh,
Here.
John Michael Sosa,
okay.
a first
Okay.
boot.
Okay.
And honestly, I can't remember if this is this 11?
Yes. This is 11.
I think right?
Yes.
11?
Yes.
You're correct. Your
I'm
BB
like-
memory serves you right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because we have these back-to-back seasons of gay men going out early. And so sometimes
Almost first HOH too.
it's tough to remember. John Michael.
This is going to be hard because lack of live feeds, and I mean, even if there were live feeds, typically the first boot of Big Brother Canada doesn't get seen on them. But we do have notes, so I can read those.
Thank goodness.
Period.
That's the job I'm like. All right, John Michael Santina took home HOH nominating Dan and Anika. Is it Anika or Annika? Anika for eviction. Ty won the first POV competition, choosing to remove Anika from the block. Blindsiding her HOH competition partner, Santina set up the first backdoor of the season, naming John Michael the replacement nominee. And in a unanimous vote, John Michael ultimately received the dubious distinction of being the first house guest evicted.
Tough
we got.
stuff there. Breydon, what about
Sad.
these players from the back half of the show? People that played after you. Have you come across John Michael before?
I've never met John Michael, but I feel like we've interacted like on social media before.
Okay.
Our interactions have been fine. He's very sweet. But yeah, I think I would definitely say I've more so met the back half of BB Can versus the front half. I think just because I feel like the earlier seasons don't necessarily like go to a lot of events. I feel like in their mind they're like, oh,
There's
I'm
a couple
over
of
it.
them.
Like that was so many years ago of my life versus like I feel like all the newbies are very like fresh to like get their toes wet.
Right.
Yeah.
Kirsten, any I would say positive or otherwise memories of our first boot, John Michael?
I hate to say it, and I hope I don't sound ridiculous, but I can see
I don't
this
know
man on the
who this
street, and I
man
wouldn't know a
is.
thing. I do not. It's so hard without any feeds at all,
true.
which I know we never get for the first boot, but I am like, I watched BB Can 11. I
So did
consumed
I.
every episode, but I have no memory of John Michael beyond that he was literally Santina's partner
Yeah.
for the first HOH, and then she backdoored him.
Let me dip into my notes. Unless Amon, do you have?
Remember he said he wanted to get rid of the boys, right? To
Yes, I do
Yes,
remember
yes,
that.
And then Zach, I think, and Ty were like, this guy's gotta
Right,
go.
because he
Yeah.
told Zach that he wanted to get rid of the big strong bros if he won the first
Yes.
HOH, and
Yes.
Zach was
Period.
like, "Excuse me."
Yeah, because Zach in his mind is a big strong bro, regardless of what the
Oh,
rest of us
yes.
see.
What do you mean?
Mhm. Yeah, I remember that, and I feel like he was kind of just, from what I remember about the edited episode, at least, what they said was that he was just very blunt and honest about who he was and was not working with. Like he would
Yes.
just give that information up for free, and people were just like, "Okay, goodbye."
Yeah, it's starting to come back. Like he was just doing a bit too much considering he was not in power, and you know, in that first vote, people are just looking for any reason to vote someone out without
Period.
having to feel bad about it, right? So you're just doing a bit too much. Kind of indicates a pretty bad lack of judgment. The fact that he would tell the men that he wanted to vote out the men.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And then like I don't remember that much of Santina's game, but I
was
recall thinking that it was like very questionable strategically at the very least. And so, you know, being nominated by her, I don't think is necessarily like a big mark against his game. But yeah, a little bit of a lack of judgment, though I'm always kind of partial to first boots because it's like a little bit random compared to like
That's
even like
true.
a second boot I feel is worse than a first boot. Because like first boot could be anyone. Second boot, no, they knew you for a week and they picked you specifically.
Yeah, I think the specific scenes that we got, like to explain why he was going home, like it just didn't make any sense in the story that they were presenting it any way other than Santina just being bad at figuring out a plan for the week, because we saw scenes of these two, John Michael and Santina, coming together and saying like, let's work together. And then Santina getting influenced by the rest of the guys to be like, no, John Michael has to go up because he's coming for the bros. Santina should have said, oh, great. Then let me leave him in the house
for me.
so he can help me get the bros out. But instead she put him on the block and continued to advocate for him to be the target to go home. That was it.
I
Just
think
like
she
us.
might have fallen to, you know, the public peer pressure of like the whole house wants me to send him home. Maybe I should just do it as first HOH.
Which is just
But
like, but you
Yeah,
were
that's
the
what
only
you should
person he
do.
had. Like he was going to be loyal to
Mhm.
you as far as we could
Mhm.
tell.
I agree.
But we also don't know
It's tough.
because not a lot of feeds.
Wait,
not
didn't Santina
many
go
feeds.
through for us?
Santina did not go through.
Oh, okay, good.
Who was Santina against?
Santina lost her matchup to Jody from Big Brother 14.
Yes, yes, yes.
And
Period.
and I would stand by that vote.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah. BB Can 11 though, otherwise doing pretty good just because they've gotten so many strangely favorable matchups. Like two of the pre-jury men going through, Roberto and Dan Zabo, both in round 2. Why?
I'm sorry, what?
Why?
Yeah.
Oh,
Besides being incredibly good looking, why?
that is interesting.
Why?
Okay.
Just because.
Well, let's ask the audience.
John Michael, first name of this matchup, but we do have to get him an opponent, and surely there will be a little bit more to talk about with whoever's up next.
All
Yeah, that
right.
11-12 is so tough with
They blend together in my mind sometimes too. I'm like, what was what on both of those seasons?
Keep going. So
Oh.
close. You know, I'll take it. We almost got Godfrey, but this is just as fun.
This
A little less
is
fun.
Larson.
BB
He's so
Can's
woke
six,
right now.
right?
Oh, wait, is he?
BB Can 6, Jesse Larson.
I forgot he said that shit. Oh my god, what a fool! All right.
He was woke before the rest of the world was.
I'm
was
so
getting
woke right now.
God. Okay, Jesse. Jesse began the game in a solid position, being in the real deal, and created a close connection to Paris. After Hamza won HOH in week 3, Jesse attempted to create an alliance with him and Derek. Despite this, Hamza put him on the block as a pawn next to Olivia, promising to use the POV on him if he won. After Hamza won veto, Jesse began to grow paranoid, leading to Hamza deciding to discard the veto and change his target to Jesse. Despite Jesse's being so woke, he was evicted by a vote of 9-2.
Please.
Not them writing that in there. Oh my god.
It's no, because it was literally like the day of the eviction and everyone's getting ready and he's in like, it's like the red rose room and he's in the door and he's like, I'm so woke right now. Like I've unlocked the game. I know what's going on.
He was specifically holding the door closed to keep Veronica out of the room.
And
Because
he's iconic for that.
and Olivia, I think,
Veronica
is
should have
also
been
out
kept
there.
of more rooms.
He was such a crucial part, honestly, in the beginning of this game. Do we all remember the Paris and Olivia back and forth about crushing on Jesse?
Yeah, it was like a slight little love triangle, right?
A little
Kind
bit.
of
One that
fun.
Paris
Fresh.
wanted nothing to do with, as far as we could tell. Olivia, though, big time crushing on Jesse, did at one point go up to Paris and say, like, do you mind if I pursue this, or are you interested? Like, what's the deal here? And
Paris is like, it's fine.
Paris is like, yeah, it's okay. Go
I mean,
ahead.
Paris said, "You don't even cross my mind." So you
It's low key giving Zach Lauren Morgan.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my
Because like
gosh. Yeah,
I think if Paris had shown an interest in Jesse, like that is absolutely the direction he would have gone in.
period,
But
probably.
she was not interested. Very much how like, you know, Zach really
She was a focused
wanted
girl.
more,
She had bigger things to do.
yeah,
period.
yeah. You know, I mean, I feel like Jesse, like, I'm trying to think, like, what did he specifically do wrong? Because I feel like his game was kind of like meh for the most part, without like any real like glaring mistakes, other than I guess just not really being a part of like what was forming with like Maddie and Derek and
Well,
Kayla.
he was with that group of Kayla, Derek, and Paris. That was like the four at the beginning, and then because they
But
looked
didn't they
like
like
the
break off from him?
they were starting to look like the pretty
Yeah.
people that were going to dominate the game, and so it was Hamza, right, that wins that HOH, and he wants to get at least one of them out. I think he specifically picked Jesse, put him up against Olivia, thinking that Olivia would stay, but also Olivia was being used as a pawn a lot in the early game, and was she being used as a pawn or being targeted?
I think she was targeted a bit
Targeted,
at
I
the
being
thought.
start.
targeted a lot.
Like because I think that
Memory's foggy.
like I've only met, you know, Olivia like once. And she was perfectly friendly to me. Like she was not weird to me. But I do think that she's like one of those like slightly oddball-esque type people that sometimes
Mm.
just doesn't click with others immediately. And so I think that she was a little bit of a target at the start before she got her footing.
And then everybody fell in love and was like, oh, this girl is fun. We love her. Ding dong. Wait, I'm reminding myself in the notes here that I have taken so carefully. Gets nominated by Hamza week 2 because he sees him as an under the radar big threat. Hamza makes a deal with Jesse about putting up a bigger target, which probably was. Oh, no. But at the veto ceremony, he doesn't do that. So Jesse stands up and calls him out. He leaves the HOH room and slams the door on the way out, prompting Hamza to
okay.
really want him out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which like I completely understand from his point, because it is like you're being told all this stuff, you're being fluffed up. And at some point I believe that Hamza did also believe that he was just going to use him as a pawn, but then
I think so, yeah.
things just sort of happen the way that they do, and he decides to call out the only person that could potentially save him, which I understand the frustration behind doing it, but maybe you pressure him in a more isolated setting, alone, guilt him that way, as opposed to just calling him out in the front of everybody.
No, but he was so woke.
He was so woke.
That's our woke king.
I'm trying to think. I feel like Jesse posts to his Instagram story like every day. Let's see if there's a post today.
Didn't they do sequester together, him and Hamza?
He definitely was involved a little bit. I don't know if they played a game together, but I feel like he was.
They were
getting in the
definitely on a
action.
televised season together.
Oh, on one of the main show seasons.
Yes,
like
I
the
am
film
fairly.
seasons.
I am fairly certain Jesse and
Oh.
Hamza played together. I'm fairly certain. I think it was like.
Is that what he's up to today?
That's what he's up to, I think, yesterday.
Okay. Yeah, he's. I don't know if he's like technically influencing in like the normal sense of it, but I feel like he's doing a lot of trips, a lot of places.
I think he might be a club promoter, but I'm not 100% sure. I think
Okay.
he was doing real estate at one point. I feel like he bounces around. He's doing fine. I think he's in Calgary though.
Okay.
Or
Hit him
what?
up.
Sure. You know what? I'll send him a DM and say, I'm really woke. You're really woke.
Let's be
Could
woke
hang out.
together.
You know?
Braydon, you didn't start watching BB Can until after your season. Is that correct?
Yes. I used to watch a lot of BBUS, but not a lot of BB Can.
But so
No.
oh, sorry,
There
go
is
ahead.
clips of me saying because it looked Canadian made. Take that as you will, and maybe I still stand by that statement.
If-
Jesse DM'd me on Twitter back in 2018. He said he gave me a compliment on my videos, saying that they were really funny. I said, thank you so much. And then he said, let's do a joint video one day. I just thought about doing something. I said, I'm down.
All three of us
Doing
immediately.
something.
Okay.
He said, I'm down.
Hold on now.
And then he said, awesome, let's think of something. And then nothing ever came of it.
That's so funny. My
There's-
strongest memory of Jesse is truly how Melissa Denny was so obsessed with how he looked when he wore glasses.
Yes.
And then I think he played Secret Hitler with us once on
he was
Terran's
around.
stream.
Yeah. Between
And-
that
He was
and
And I think someone was like, are you going to wear glasses? Because Melissa was
yeah,
Oh
I
my
think I did. I think I had him on Power Rankings once on our RHAP
he was-
Power Rankings.
Yeah, he was
out
out
there.
here. He was out here in the
I think-
streets.
The fact that Hamza thought Jesse was an under the radar threat is kind of crazy considering how just like tall and physical that man is.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, we find ourselves here in a matchup of Jesse versus John Michael. Both who went rather early in the game,
Mhm.
but what does that mean for this vote? Breydon, what are you thinking?
Oh, me first.
You first.
You know, I feel like we definitely got to see Jesse and Jesse's gameplay. Maybe I'll be the wild one here and I'll give it to John Michael. I want to see what I feel like, he had good intent. He could have been, if he was the first HOH, could have been the reincarnation of Karen,
Oh.
And I would have ate it up.
Iconic.
And I would have ate it up. So I'm gonna give it to
Alright.
John Michael.
One vote, John Michael. Kirsten.
See, here's the thing. For me personally, if John Michael had gotten to play the game that he wanted to play, I would have been very here for that. That would have been very iconic. But it was just such a profound lack of judgment to tell the bros that you're targeting the bros in week 1 when potential pick me is the HOH. So I'm gonna have to give it to Jesse.
All right. We're split. I'm on.
So you're homophobic.
Oh my god!
Just kidding.
Expose her.
Wow,
Looks
you
looks around
caught
the
me.
room.
Yeah, I've really been hiding it all
So
these
you're not
years.
woke.
This, because I feel like Jesse, because what's his placement again?
Third. Oh, well, third
Third?
out. Third
Third
out.
It
out.
was third boot versus a first boot. I mean, honestly, the thing is, either way, what are you going to talk about in round 2 with either of
Yeah,
these people?
yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I mean, I feel like I don't know, because I feel like John Michael, it felt like he had a direction that he at least wanted to go. A little too loose-lipped about it, but like I feel like he at least had somebody that was in his corner until that person put him up on the block, but that wasn't necessarily his fault. That was just Santina just being horrible.
But again, it was week 1. Like
But it was
it's not like they
week
even
1.
got to play together for multiple weeks before she put him up. She was like, "No, fine, I can lose you."
Yeah, and
That's
Jesse
true.
kind of had like his little tribe of people already. But I just don't know if he has like the same like energy for the game that I feel like John Michael was trying to bring. So I feel like if they had both lasted longer, I feel like John Michael would be better at Big Brother than Jesse is. But also at the same time, you're so stupid for literally telling guys to their face you're coming after them. But that doesn't necessarily always mean that you can't play a winning game, because we've had like brash winners.
Week 1 is literally the test of can you make no mistakes just being socially around the rest of your house guests. Like
True.
telling a strong man to his face that you want to come after the strong bros is like 101 of things to not
But
do.
we
in the
also
first
don't
week.
know what else came from that conversation, because it could have been parts of that conversation that we never get to see because there's no live feeds, and he could have been like,
That's
well,
entirely possible.
I don't want to come
And
after
I
you.
just really want to know, like, I do not think Zach was like a strong guy. Like Zach thinks Zach's a strong guy. That
He's a
doesn't mean
guy.
everyone else agrees with him.
He's a bigger physically guy.
Is he? He
uh,
gives 5'7" energy in this photo.
Yeah. I mean, I've never met him either. I mean, I think physically also, I don't think he's macho, but maybe he's just in his mind, he's
Yeah.
alpha. He's an alpha.
in his mind.
He's like, "Am I a joke to you?"
And he is to me personally.
You know, okay, I think I will give it to Jesse, but like, I just wanted to make sure we gave John Michael a little something, something. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yes.
you
It would have been nice to
know,
get more of him on the season. Obviously, I feel like, that season does have at times some times where you're looking for a little bit more personality until I guess the girly pops for him. And then you're like, okay, we can have some fun here, but then they don't win the game. And then you're just kind of like, eh. But unfortunately, we didn't get to see enough of John Michael. I have to give my vote to Jesse. It's I feel like, we also got to see a little bit more of his strategic chops in the games that he was showing up in after this fact. I can't remember. I mean, Amon seems to firmly remember him being in a
I
sequester
remember.
game.
I feel like him and
Vaguely
Hamza
remember it.
like were up for elimination together. I have a memory of them doing a competition against one another.
I just like I have this picture of him in my mind as a gamer, and even if it's not like the strongest gamer, I feel like Hamza got a good person out of the game at that point who very easily could have gone deep with Paris, Derek and Kayla
fair.
and been a threat to win at the end just by a normal standard strongman Big Brother game.
He
So
was woke.
it's not the most
Woke
exciting,
as
but
fuck.
it's certainly better than whatever we saw from John Michael.
And here's the thing. I often am complaining like, oh, these people, they're thinking about themselves, thinking about themselves. They should be thinking about what I want. And John Michael was thinking about what I want. And
He
so
was.
Period.
respect on him for that.
Right. He wanted Jesse gone and then, just different universes. But all right. Well, sorry, Breydon. 3-1
It's
vote
fine. It's fine.
is going to send Jesse through to the next round. BB Can 6 with its third player in the second round. So
Also, how is this dial not on Maddie's name? Oh, it is right now. Just kidding.
it is now. But we got to spin and see if it lands back on Maddie's name or somebody else for the fifth spin of the day before we go into a bigger wheel that includes some BBUS players. Pick number 5 is going to be
That would have been
almost
funny.
Maddie, but instead Jacey-Lynne from Big Brother Canada 10.
Jacey-Lynne.
5th place.
Certain someone from a certain season has a lot to say about this person.
Who?
Yes.
Ooh.
Say more.
Say their name.
I don't want to
Say
contribute too
their
much
name.
to the messiness, but there's a lot going on with a certain someone from this season, and I just don't know what's going on.
Wait,
Yes.
what did people call her on Twitter? Didn't they call her like bodybuilder Barbie or something? What were they calling?
Did they?
What?
I feel like there was a weird pet name for.
They were
Jacey-Lynne.
calling her something.
I can't remember.
Feel
Well,
like
I know they were calling her JC Penny, but we don't talk about that.
Oh my
Oh
God.
yeah, they were calling her. That's what I was thinking of. JC Penny.
I have no reason for this, but I do personally feel like just from the beginning, I was like, is this Beth 2.0? Even though it's not true at all.
I mean, it definitely took us a while to get much of anything from Jacey-Lynne. I think when you get to the end of the game, just to get right into the analysis, when you get closer to the end of the game, you're like, oh, this might be someone who could win their way to the end and actually is a contender in this whole thing. But of course, half of a showmance that was like one of the most inevitable showmances in the show's history. It takes a while to make you feel like you have something to really root for there. But Amon, do we have notes on Jacey-Lynne?
We do. Not too many, though. Jacey-Lynne, working with her showmans Gino all season. Jacey played a quieter game, but was a prime contender to get to the end until she was cut at Final 5, having the least strong connections with the remaining players.
Allegedly, she and Gino only just broke up this past June. They were together this whole time, according to the
Really?
Oh, yes.
BB Wiki.
Oh, yes.
I didn't realize that they had stayed together.
Oh,
Yeah,
good
they
for
were,
Wait, they broke
were
up?
living in Costa. Yeah, they were living in Costa
June.
Rica together. They were living in Montreal. They were together.
Matt's like,
didn't know.
I follow Gino's social, and I would have remembered this.
I'm not saying that, but I'm not saying that.
If I looked up Gino right now on Instagram, it would say
Yes, it would, of
Mallory
course.
Sullivan. Come
Obviously,
on,
it would.
Let's be clear.
I mean, that's a man.
It's always my favorite thing in the world is when I look someone up and it's like Matt follows or Sally follows. Like it's like always like one specific person. And it makes me laugh every time.
Just living our lives out here.
You know,
Just
typically
on Instagram.
I feel like Matt and I don't typically have the same tastes when it comes to that type of thing, but this one I think we
that
can
type of
agree on.
thing, you know, men.
Yeah, you know, those creatures that we all know and love. And hate
Speaking of, I don't know, someone who
too.
had a
Men.
very attractive man. Jacey-Lynne, who looks like she's about 1 foot in this picture.
Real.
She really does look.
I could put her in my pocket.
Yeah, she looks like a
At a certain
one-footed.
point, I think, or actually, it might have been a lot of the show's run. They did a lot of pictures zoomed out, like full body zoomed out pictures. I don't know if both of you had that in your experience. I can't remember everyone's.
This
No, we
picture
need
really is giving clip art.
we need to talk about the photographer for the Big Brother Canada cast photos because fire them. That
I know.
the photo.
Well, I was my
photo
own,
is
so-
so bad. Oh yeah, you got to take your own, right, Breydon?
Yeah, made with
you,
the
you say
COVID
you say
season.
like you say like it's like a privilege.
It compared to
Like, oh,
the
you got to take a photo on an iPhone. Like
No, but being in this like white room with like 30 people there, and I'm awkward, and they're like really trying to get something out of me, and then that was the best they could get. Excuse me.
Yeah, I feel like
Everyone
I probably
hates
wouldn't.
their photo. Everyone.
think
At
I would
least you could
definitely
not
pull a
send in a
Jen.
photo if you didn't like it.
Yeah.
no, mine was taken there.
Oh, it was.
Yeah. It was in like a hotel room because obviously COVID, so we couldn't leave.
Well, I mean, everything happens in hotel room.
But I was, I was really living it up. I thought I was on an episode of America's Next Top Model.
No, your photo's cute.
No, the photos that I did take in that room, I was laying down. I was giving, I was trying to give every single cast pose that I could give. And, like,
Oh.
I said, I think that's why in like the standing version of my cast photo, I'm the only one that's like leaning to the side.
No, your
I have to
photo's
go look it up.
cute.
Are you against like the wall or something?
Yeah, I like I said, I was giving poses down.
Oh, I know that's right. You better eat down. You better make that impact. I'm here for it. Okay, JC.
Back to Jacey-Lynne.
Well, yes. I feel like she's
a veto.
No,
veto queen.
I don't know if we're gonna give her enough credit here. I feel like she deserves a little bit of
think
credit.
we will. You didn't let me finish. I think
I was
Jacey-
taking the well to mean like there's literally nothing, but sorry if I misinterpreted.
Well, yeah, I was gonna be shady about the Gino thing. I think that she definitely was sort of just like laid up under him, and I do think that this I don't mean that way for people that are gonna take it that way. I don't mean it that way. I do think that there was just a lot of like codependency between the two of them, and I think that there was also like this weird triangle thing between him, Summer, and Jacey-Lynne that was just like this weird subplot. That I don't think necessarily was a detriment to her game, but I think that it really like hindered her from really being able to work outside of it, because I feel like Summer did a good job of sort of like isolating them as a couple as well. So I feel like she didn't really have many places to go, but I do think that she, at the very least, her and Gino did work well together. I think that they kind of understood where they were amongst the rest of the house and did their best to like stay off the block as much as possible. So I think that, she had a pretty decent game, but again, I think it's just one of those things where for the both of them, both her and Gino, was like, what if you're not with this other person? What does that look like?
I remember, obviously, they all Gino and JC also in the beginning of the game. They're working somewhat closely with Stephanie and Kyle,
Yes.
BB Can 10 Kyle more.
Yeah.
And when you're trying to like pick your allies out, usually you might stick away from a Kyle, but you don't realize that a Kyle is a Kyle until the Kyle starts Kyling. And Stephanie, I
yes.
guess, wasn't necessarily like a horrible pick, just like wasn't vibing with a lot of other people in the house. So it was just not a group that was working out very well at the beginning of the game. Breydon, if you have stronger memories about that as well.
Yeah, no, I would say I agree. I feel like Jacey-Lynne and Gino, though, I felt like in my mind, at least, she was more of like an active player. I feel like Gino was just kind of like there with Marty. and like it was just like the bros hanging out and like whatever Marty wants. Like,
Yeah.
oh, we both speak French, like let's hang out kind of thing. But I do feel like my only qualm, I think, was that she didn't use her secret veto because I think she would like didn't want like everyone to go after her. But I just feel like that probably would have helped her game when they wanted to backdoor Marty. Because then Gino wouldn't have gone on the block and he wouldn't have gone home.
Yeah. Those damn gummies.
Yeah, I was gonna say, was she one of the people who drew a gummy?
She was.
She was.
I'll never forget that day.
Yep, she drew a gummy and Gino drew the bad one, and thus Gino was put on the block.
Which again, not Jacey-Lynne's fault, but like Gino literally was the only one where Marty was like, "You don't have to draw a gummy."
Yep.
Like you're
Yep.
safe, and Gino's like, "No, I'm drawing a gummy," and like, stupid.
Yeah, he got reverse rage baited. But
Yeah.
it's fine.
I'm reminding myself of her yelling at Kyle, saying that he really sucks at lying because he was claiming that he was blindsided on his HOH week when Stephanie got voted out. And he really did get blindsided. He really was that dumb. But it was so impossible for Jacey-Lynne and Gino to believe that someone could be that dumb. So they were pissed at him. Like, what do you mean? Like, stop trying to play us. Like,
I remember that.
Honestly, a little iconic.
Period. She also got into that fight with Helena. And, she did take herself off the block when it was the triple eviction. I feel like that's so stressful. So good for her.
She was gone at that triple eviction if she didn't save herself. And because she saved herself, that's where Summer goes up. And wait,
Betty goes up.
Betty was the replacement nominee, and Josh was the HOH that had to choose between all of his people that he had picked up in the house over the course of the season, stressing that man out like no one's ever seen before. But it would have been so much easier if JC stayed on the block and went home because it was obviously an easy pick, and then she wins and drama ensues. So like for the sake of good television, it was a good veto for her to win and for her game. But I'm sure Josh would rather that not have happened. And then when she gets like towards the end of the game, I feel like she was
Josh's ass.
Poor Josh.
Josh hasn't come up yet. I feel like I'll be interested to hear that conversation we put together on him. But I don't know. I feel like she became a contender towards the end of the game. She was final 5. If she had made to final 4 and was able to win her way to the end, I'm not surprised if she ends up winning the game.
I just feel like, wasn't she like not Rob, but like didn't Josh not, because Josh won the veto, right? Or who won the veto that week? And then I remember she had like a strong argument for Betty and Josh of like why they should keep her.
Yeah.
And I just remember they were like, no, doesn't make sense. Anyways, we're gonna keep Kevin and Helena together.
Yeah, Betty's HOH, Jacey-Lynne and Josh go up. Helena wins the veto and doesn't use it. So JC versus Josh, and then JC obviously goes home there. The argument would have been that Josh is too close to Betty and you need to break that up.
Yeah.
She was trying. She was, if nothing else, she was trying.
She definitely came alive towards the end. And again, I don't think that she was just simply coasting. I think that she did really get by a lot of the season on the relationships that she built. A lot of them were not as deep as they could have been, I don't think. But I do think that she was a generally solid player. I think that people found her trustworthy, especially in a season like BB Can 10, where like everyone is just, when somebody like Kyle Moore sets the temperature for the season, it's you can lose yourself in the sauce fairly quickly. And I feel like she was a stable person in the house that a lot of people found dependable. So I think it really did open up a lot of avenues for her. I just think, sort of like what the summary said towards the end, people have been playing more closely together with each other than they were with you. And while you are an option for people, you're the lesser known option, I think.
If Marty and Gino were able to stay on the same page rather than Marty trying to take shots and failing and then apologizing and all of that back and forth, that threesome could have done well. But
I agree.
Gino and Marty couldn't keep it together, and thus there you have it.
No, Jacey-Lynne kept a cool head. She tried. She was fighting, and like Kevin Jacobs is a incredible Big Brother player, right? And so
Yes.
to lose based on being up against someone he was closer with is like, I don't think it's not a bad mark on her game necessarily.
Literally every time someone comes up from BB Can 10, it's like, well, how did Kevin ruin their game? And that's just the only way to frame those people's games.
I still just don't understand how Betty did not put that man up, because I feel like she hated that man.
He worked that house, and
He worked
everyone.
I do hate you.
He had Josh in a
You
blender.
just pretend like
Yep.
you hate me. I do hate you.
I do hate you.
One final wheel spin of the day incoming here, and there's a little bit of a mix of some
And then
U.S.
Josh took his
names in
ass
here.
to the final. Like, what is going on, Josh? What is going on?
Yeah, Betty. Betty was supposed to win, you know. And like, I love Kevin Jacobs, and I'm so happy for him that he's a Big Brother Canada winner. But I'd be lying if I said I went into that finale wanting any other
Yeah.
outcome besides.
It's
it
one
be
of those
like-
things where it's like, damn, like you can't, like, I have two feelings that are both true and
Yeah.
that are both equal. Like, I'm so
Yeah.
happy for Kevin. I think he played a fantastic game, and it was just so fun to watch him. But I'm also like, really, girl?
Yeah.
Really?
Exactly.
Are we ready to find an opponent for Jacey-Lynne?
Spin that wheel.
Could be Gino. I think he's still here. Could be
That would be gaggy.
a couple.
This
other
is
people
like
from the
Jacey-Lynne absolutely can win a matchup. Like this
Oh, of
is
course.
not someone who cannot move forward.
Definitely can win a matchup, but will she? Is the big question. She's going to be matched up against Aneal.
Oh,
What did you say, Breydon? About I think you just said you like Aneal.
oh yes, I've definitely met him. He's
You've
super
met Aneal.
sweet.
He's so
Yeah.
nice.
I love
Honestly,
when we
very
will
nice.
someone onto the podcast by mentioning their name an hour ago. BB Can 1 back in the mix here. Aneal versus Jacey-Lynne. Oh, this could be tough. Well, let's blurb first.
Okay. Oh, you're getting a lot of the BB Can gays have been a part of this one podcast.
Period.
We
talked about
manifested them.
Aneal, John Michael. We talked a little bit about Josh, the other Josh.
Harry.
I'm like, what's going on? All right. Aneal began the game in a rough spot, put on the outs after being nominated by one of his closest allies in the house in week 2. Aneal, with the help of Eliza, managed to flip the votes onto Danielle. Aneal's game seemed to be starting to look up until Canada saved Suzette from the block, and with just a few minutes to decide, Tom decided to nominate him as a replacement. With nearly no time to campaign, Aneal was evicted by a vote of 8-2, placing 13th.
What do you got, Kirsten?
Aneal got so screwed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like so screwed by a Canada's vote. Like Aneal's in I think it's the first episode being like, people don't love Gary. I'm gonna put the glitter everywhere so that people
yeah.
how much they
Shady
don't
as
like
hell.
Gary.
Yeah.
Like Aneal was there to play, cared so much about being there in the inaugural season of Big Brother Canada. When him and Liza putting in the work to save him against Danielle was very good. Danielle did not know she was going to go home. Like I also vividly remember Danielle's like loud sobs as she's walking out of the house and like trying to compose herself on stage with Arissa. Like poor girl. Aneal has so many skills to succeed in Big Brother, and I really think Aneal would have made a deep run if he had not been screwed in that way.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
Yeah, me too. I think I mean, while I would have loved if him and Gary maybe could have found a way to work together, I do think that there was a little bit of like just like fun, devious energy that he really wanted to bring to the season. And that's all fun and good, but it can also be distracting for like what you really need to do to position yourself to do well. With that being said, I think because of the fact that he did understand the game, I think a little better than some of his castmates, I think he was able to recover pretty well during that first little hiccup and get those votes that he needed. But I think ultimately he came across too much as the quiet, nerdy, calculating type. And I think at the beginning of Big Brother, whether it be Big Brother in the US or the States, you know, aside from like the big beefy guy, you also like the people that were like nerdy were also the ones that were like deemed as threats early on. So yeah, I think that kind of just that's where he fell. And of course, you know, with the production shenanigans, it didn't help him at all. But he would have been fun to stick around. I definitely think so.
I
And you
agree.
said
I don't.
Tom Plant was HOH?
Tom was HOH on Aneal going out. Yeah. Jillian was the HOH the second week when she also puts him up after the two of them had a little bit of a connection. So you're not like too far off. Ramon was talking about, you know, all the different BB Can gays that are coming up today. We talked about John Michael and Santina, where, you know, it's like, Santina, what are you doing? It's like, Jillian, what are you doing? This is someone who clearly wants to work with you, but the pressure from the rest of the house saying, oh, just put Aneal up. It's an easy option, or whatever the reasons exactly were at the time. So she does. Luckily, he's on the block against Danielle, right? Who is much bigger foot and mouth type of player and is going to go home instead of him. But obviously his time comes the following week. Definitely feels like, I mean, very obviously is screwed just by the fact that Canada's veto or whatever it was saves Suzette. It doesn't feel like he would have lasted that much longer regardless.
I was going to say.
The connections he was making at the time seemed to be okay, but there were people making like solid plans going forward. Like the Shield is becoming a thing. Jillian and Emmett are obviously tight and about to run the game. And it's just like none of this included Aneal.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, I feel like the twist really did screw him over.
Yeah.
But I feel like at the point, like you said, at which he was going, I don't necessarily think that he would have, at least for where he was, I don't know if he would have also had like a really deep run. I think it kind of just like sped up the inevitable of what was going to happen. But I will say, like we talked about, like how he was able to kind of like shift like the beginning of his game and start to like build better connections with people and start to get in a better spot. So I mean, who knows? Maybe he would have been able to weasel his way into something. Maybe he could have, you know, gotten a lot closer to Jillian, which then inadvertently could have got him a lot closer to Emmett, and then he could have been carried that way. But yeah, I don't necessarily know if he would have went super far just playing as he was playing at that time.
Hard to really see that being the case. But that doesn't necessarily, at least to me, feel like he's like an actively bad player. I would say relatively got a bad draw and wasn't able to, you know, I guess his skills weren't sharp enough to find like crawl and scratch his way into some kind of spot within those structures that were being formed, which obviously is a knock on his game. But who knows? Anybody else have any Aneal specific thoughts before we move into a vote?
I don't know. I have faith in Aneal. I feel like the way he got sent home, it was like he was just finding his footing, and I think he could have made a deep run, and he could have insulated himself with Jillian and Emmett. And I don't know. I believe in Aneal.
Yeah,
good.
He was the first male ever evicted from Big Brother Canada, so he can at least take that crown.
Okay.
And Aneal's gone on to be like extremely successful in like the podcasting space and content creation and all that stuff. He has been grinding, you know, for years now.
Really?
Out here. Making tons of like recaps about different television shows. I think Big Brother certainly was on that list for a long time while BB Ken was on the air. But no, he's been behind the mic working things. So
okay,
shout out Aneal.
Yeah.
But we do have to vote here. Kirsten, you want to go first? Aneal versus Jacey-Lynne. What are you thinking?
I think that both of these people are capable players.
Period.
When I think of Jacey-Lynne, I don't have a strong memory of Jacey-Lynne, even though she only played a couple of years ago. But when I think of Aneal, I remember him more. I feel like he had so much potential that we didn't get to see. And Aneal was very kind to me when he met me, which is not the case for every Big Brother Canada alumni. So for that reason, I'm voting Aneal forward.
Clock it.
Clock that T.
All right, fair enough. Breydon, what about you?
You see, I'm torn between a rock and a hard place because I am very biased because I just genuinely really love Aneal. He's very sweet, very kind. We've always had like good interactions together. I actually met him and Netta together at the same time, which was also super fun. I just
That
think
is
that
also so nice.
I just think like in the world of Big Brother, I feel like Aneal going up super early, I feel like is something that probably always happens for him, unfortunately. And I think in the world of Big Brother, I feel like the Jacey-Lynnes always go far, just naturally, unfortunately, as well. I mean, not unfortunately, fortunate for her, unfortunate for others. But I could see a world where Jacey-Lynne wins, and I don't know if I necessarily see a world where Aneal wins. So I'm gonna give my vote to Jacey-Lynne.
Who's homophobic now?
Yeah.
And what about it?
Mon, you want to go next or you want me to?
Oh, I'm stuck. I don't know. You go. I'm still kind of going back and forth in my head.
But I love you, Aneal.
I think I gotta go Jacey-Lynne on this one. Obviously went farther, so like you start with that, but
Yeah.
not even. It's just like I really am remembering times when I felt like she had the potential to go all the way, if not for Kevin Jacobs. Kevin Jacobs, like that guy who played
I
a really,
agree.
really good game of Big Brother. It's going to be hard for anyone to get past him. By no means did Jacey-Lynne play perfectly, but she had allies. Some of them turned out to be bad allies. Not a whole lot she can do about that, but try to recover. Wins that crucial veto. Winning competitions at the right time is very important in Big Brother. And Aneal, by the third week, has gone on the block twice. Hasn't really made any progress to have people want to save him, and even being messy in the first week with the glitter, it's like we're not really starting entertainment wise. I'm enjoying, but we're not really starting the game on the right foot, and it doesn't make me feel like you could have it in you to do the entire season and do well, whereas JC kind of did. So unfortunately, it is an easy decision. I say unfortunately because I do like Aneal.
No consideration for the icon and the legacy. Crazy.
Hey, Suzette went through.
Period.
Come on.
Make it a tie, Amon. Don't you want to find out what happens if it's a tie?
Now
you want to be messy.
I really there is somebody that's just a little bit more memorable to me, and I just like to stress Matt out. So let me go ahead and vote for Aneal to go through.
I'm not stressed.
Amon, I think that is like I don't think we voted together at all the first time I was on.
Well, here we go.
And here we are.
Little do we know Matt's tiebreaker is just who he wants to go through. So anyways,
now that could be an option.
Or Jacey-Lynne has a damn patron
There could
vote,
be a patron
or Aneal
vote.
has a patron vote.
I think Aneal's more likely to have a patron vote than Jacey-Lynne.
I also feel like I need to ask you, Amon, are you sure?
Oh, because I was really teetering. The first instinct that I had was Jacey-Lynne because of her placement and I think that her social game was just a lot better. I think that Aneal sort of like really just came in with all of this devious energy, just ready to have fun and play. And it isn't great for his game, obviously. But again, sometimes this podcast really ain't about that. So, oh well.
Yeah, I mean, Amon, you're gonna stand by Johnny Colatruglio over Cassandra. You gotta stand by this. Come on.
Yeah. I'm not too pressed about Jacey-Lynne.
All right, so we have a tie.
Yeah, we have a tie.
Aneal, not me.
Oh my god!
Wow, so all the gays
look the same
to you. That's crazy.
Aneal with 2 votes, Jacey-Lynne with 2 votes, and we have to break the tie.
And there's no patron vote?
And there's
not
no
a
patron
wheel.
vote.
It's the wheel.
Girl.
And it's just the 2 spots. You're not gonna give them multiple spots on the
Nope.
wheel?
2 spots.
Okay. A half and half.
Half and half.
Aneal about to get saved by a twist.
Just
What?
like this vote.
As
50% of the votes on Aneal, 50% of the votes are on Jacey-Lynne.
Could you
Literally,
imagine
wheel.
Sweet in Big Brother?
A
Arista
twist
just
of
like
the wheel.
puts a wheel on the board, and she's like, "I'm just gonna spin it. It's a tie."
Well, are we ready to find out who is advancing to the next round?
We're
Go.
ready.
Do it.
Ready.
Aneal or Jacey-Lynne? The wheel is spinning round and round it goes.
Ooh. Oh, okay. Well,
And lucky for Amon, the right answer gets pulled anyway.
Rigori over here.
Excuse
Gregory.
me.
Yeah, notice how
Um,
it started on
n-
Aneal's side. So statistically, it was probably going.
I think there's a lot of facts to back up why Jacey-Lynne should go forward.
It's no, but like Jacey-Lynne is not like a bad
No, she's
player to
not.
go into the next round. Like I'm
She's
not
not.
mad about it, but I would have felt wrong if I hadn't voted for Aneal.
there's no
Fair.
good argument for Aneal to be considered a better player.
The
I
argument is I enjoyed Aneal more. There you go.
I
as a better
think
player,
that,
if we're going with
like
that
the
one.
work
If
he
it's
did
that
with
criteria,
Liza
fine.
to stay over Danielle was good work, and it showed a potential. It was a lot more active than what we saw in the whole first half of the game from Jacey-Lynne, who got to just fall in love and do nothing.
Hey, what's wrong with that? Okay.
Jacey-Lynne
didn't
walked
say there's
away
anything
from
wrong
Big
with
Brother
it.
Canada with a
That's
pretty
love.
good prize. Just saying.
Period.
Wow.
And so that leaves
Nice.
us today. What a fun time. Now you all know the tie-breaking method, at least as of now. Maybe we'll change it. Who knows? Let's recap what we did today in this most recent matchup. We did go to a tie. Jacey-Lynne and Aneal had to be broken by the wheel. Jacey-Lynne advances to the next round. Aneal staying behind from Big Brother Canada 1. BB Can 6's Jesse Larson advanced also in a 3-1 vote over the first boot of BB Can 11, John Michael. And then we also had BB Can 1 come up earlier in the podcast. Suzette is going through to the next round. She answered the phone. She won HOH. She put up the dudes. She didn't win, but she won this matchup against Kai from BB Can 7. Breydon, did we accomplish some good results picking here?
Yeah, I think we did good results. I was hoping, maybe we could be messy boots.
Yeah.
But the wheel shone in my favor. They said don't get canceled today. So what can I say?
Well, what's the gut instinct? We still have Latoya, Spicy V, and Beth. Who's making it to the next round, if any?
Are we talking about BB Can 9 or BB Can 12, Victoria?
Both.
Yeah, we
Her
analyzed
whole
them both.
story will be put together.
Her whole career is up for debate.
Not her whole career.
Just your average matchup, whoever they get paired against, the average player.
I feel like Beth and Victoria, as a BB Can 12, I think have a better win rate over Latoya. Personally.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't put any of them into round 2.
That's fair. Yeah, I don't.
that's fair.
I don't see a world in which Victoria doesn't make it to round 2. I guess there is still plenty of possibilities for her not to. I feel like the only way that she doesn't make it through is as if she's up against a winner. But I think that she probably beats, especially considering her showing on BB Can 12, which was a pretty decent game and a definite improvement from BB Can 9. And BB Can 9 wasn't horrible. It was just unorthodox.
It was horrible. Amon. Be so for real right now.
She had a little something going. She did. Was it the best showing from Victoria? Absolutely not. Was it a flawed game? Absolutely. Yes. But I do think that, when she won that HOH and she knew exactly what she had to do, as much as we didn't like watching it, we were like, "Girl, yeah," because
I feel
Tashawn
like
and Jedson, they were not banging with Victoria, and she knew that. And all of a sudden, they're all up in her room, like, "Oh, well."
But then she forgot 2 weeks later.
She did. But I'm just saying.
Amnesia.
Just saying. I do think that Victoria stands a pretty good shot. Out of the 3 of them left, I think she stands the best shot at making
I would agree
to the next round for sure.
I don't know if you all realize this. I just did, and it just sunk in with me. We sent home 3 people from the LGBTQIA plus community.
Wow.
Hey,
I tried to vote for Aneal, but you, the other
Aneal,
2 gay
John
men
Michael,
on this podcast,
Listen, Jacey-Lynne's an ally. You know,
She is an ally because she allowed Gino to make an OnlyFans.
she's period.
Wow.
She also,
Gino has an OnlyFans?
This is not the first time it's come up.
she, thought that Josh was really cute. And she was actually wanting to showmance him, but then she's like, then I heard him speak, and then I just knew that, he didn't play for my side. Which, you know what? Period, queen. You be an ally. Stand on business.
We are nothing no sort of allies today, as we are eliminating 3 of our family members.
Wow.
And what can we do?
Hey, I gotta put me first, Lucius. I gotta
put me first, Lucius.
I mean, Breydon's in round 2. Can't say the same for everybody else.
As you should be.
Anyway, Breydon, let me start with you here. Anywhere you would like people to be following you on the internet, to let you know how they enjoyed you on the podcast, or just anything else to plug.
Yeah, I mean, you can send me hate mail. No, I'm kidding. You can. I feel like on all social media, I'm just at Breydon White. So TikTok, Instagram. I'm trying to get into my gamer girl era. So catch me on Twitch.
Ooh.
Also at Breydon White. But yeah, and I'm sometimes on Twitter, but that's Breydon BBCan9 for unfortunate reasons. But that's fine.
Kirsten, when is Breydon coming to Goose Goose?
I mean, I feel for many years I said, "Oh, ask Breydon," and Breydon's not been invited, so I don't think it's not really up to me.
Okay.
We'll work on that with I believe next week's guests, unless things change. But anyway, Kirsten, thank you so much for returning to the podcast. Where can people find you, and what else is going on?
Yes, listen to Mess Magnets with myself and Sasha Joseph talking pop culture, celebrity gossip, trending topics, getting into really all of it like that. And you can follow me pretty much everywhere at Kirsten Said What.
Love Island Games is probably back by the time that this is out.
Oh, God, yes. And Love Island Games just premiered. At this time, have we confirmed that we are allowed to cover it? No.
Oh, okay.
I assume we'll just cover it
Hopefully.
and then send it in, and then it'll be fine.
Wait, is the cast posted?
No,
As
it
of right
starts
now.
on September 16th, and we do not know yet who is on it.
Is there like a rumored cast?
I don't think
There's names out there.
I think they said, didn't they kind of say during the reunion that like 2
there
or
will
3
be-
people from this season are going to be on?
There will be people from Love Island USA season 7, but we don't know who it's going to be. And it's filming live this time. Like last time it filmed and was in the can, but this time it's going to be happening live with live audience votes, like a traditional Love Island. So nothing is confirmed.
Love
My
Island.
op will be there.
Ooh.
Who's your op?
TBD.
Put it in the chat.
Follow Breydon on social media. Find out who the op is.
Period. DM me and I'll tell you.
Yeah, definitely. Make sure you're checking out everything for Kirsten as well. Hopefully, those Love Island pods are coming our way. Otherwise, they will have to record them and send them just to me. And that will be that. Aman, what else for you?
Nothing for me, man. I'm just here chilling with y'all for some good old fashioned bracketeering with the diary room. And yeah, that's it.
BB27 coming to an end. You are all hopefully about to lock in with us. We really hope for this very long off season that is about to hit us. Maybe there's a winter season, who knows? But in the meantime, we'll be here.
I feel like we're going in the next couple months. Maybe by the end of BB27, Julie will be like, "Hey, we have Celebrity Season 4 coming to you this winter."
It's the Olympics, so it's not. It wouldn't be surprising if they were to do a winter season. And I feel like they want Boston Raw bad. The way they kept pushing.
They've been shopping him. Yeah, you're right, Kirsten. Because I feel like every single time there's about to be some kind of like ancillary season or something involving Big Brother players, whether it be like reindeer games or whatever, people start coming around all of a sudden. And Boston Rob being invited to Big Brother, and all these people that are showing up on the what are they calling that shit? The sideshow, whatever the hell that was. Canada. Unlocked. Yeah, I think something's coming for sure.
Period. I think even like LaWanda did promo for this season.
Yeah.
All right. Well, check out Aman and I, of course, on Patreon for even more Aman in the meantime, where we're doing our losers brackets, including these 3 losers from today, our battle back votes. So if you want to help one of these 3 get back in the competition, every 15 losers. We vote one of them back into round 2. Patreon.com/the diary room. We so much fun over there with the group chat, and we announce who the guests are ahead of time, all that fun stuff. So come check us out over there. Otherwise, make sure you're subscribed. Leave a comment below if you enjoyed the episode or anything you want to talk about in the comments. Check me out on the Free Agents podcast talking about the challenge year round with Brian Scally, and check me and Sasha out on RHAP talking about this season of Dancing with the Stars.
Yes.
So that is so much fun to be back in Dancing with the Stars season, but I think that's going to do it. So thank you, Kirsten. Thank you, Breydon, for joining us today. Aman, let's go.
Yes. Thank you once again to Kirsten and baby Cannon runner-up Breydon for joining us. And until next time, guys, please go to the diary room.